Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Falcon Farming. Recently, I have discovered a person on Instagram and YouTube called Sydney Backyard Veggies. You should go check him out, he's pretty cool. He's got an awesome setup in his backyard, lots of chooks and stuff. But I have had trouble in the past of creating my own seed raising mix. And I've got recipes off the internet where it says like 50% coconut husk with like a worm farm excrement and some sand and blood and bone and stuff to provide some nutrients as feed. And I've never had success with that. It's always been too gluggy and too wet. And the seeds have just never germinated. I've put hundreds of seeds in and got like a 1% if that return rate of germination. But this guy that I'm following now on Instagram, he has got a very good success rate. And I've been trying to follow his method of seed raising because I sent him a message and then he made a few videos on it, on how he does it. So what he does is get packet mix, which is what I've got here. And he fills that up about 90% of the way, and then he gets vermiculite, and so he wets it down, and then he puts the seed, a couple of seeds or one seed, in the cup, and then puts the vermiculite over the top, and then he leaves it and doesn't touch it until it's germinated basically. And then after a couple of days, so I've got some over here, at about this stage of life, he gives them a good feed with some nutrients just so they've got like something to boost their growth. So that seems to work for him, and it's sort of, I've only just started trying it and it seems to be working for me. Also, like, temperature and humidity and stuff make a difference when it comes to germinating seeds, because they need to be germinated in the conditions that they're naturally growing in. So you can't really germinate a tomato in winter, it needs to be in hot conditions. In terms of waste product, plastic waste and stuff, so I'm very conscious about that type of thing. There's actually probably less plastic waste in this method than the method I was using before, because I had to buy sand in a bag, I had to buy blood and bone in a bag, another type of additive, and then I had to buy the coconut husk in a bag, so all 3 different bags. And with this stuff you can buy it in bulk, like I'm talking like 50 kilo bags. And the vermiculite, you can do the same thing in 100 litre bags. So I think there's going to be less waste doing it this way, which is good, I'm happy about. So today I'm going to start planting out some flower seeds. Not flowers in the grain, but flowering plants. Oh, and also herbs. So I'm not a herb eater, but I know people that are. So I've got basil, more basil, mint, rosemary, peppermint. I like the smell of peppermint, just in the garden. Parsley, chives I might have, more basil, lemongrass I will definitely have. I can put it in the front yard and just make teas and stuff out of, or even just chop it up and eat it, or just smell it. More mint, more lemongrass, more basil, and more lemongrass. So I've got plenty of that. And in terms of flowering plants, I have nasturtiums, which I'm not a massive fan on, but I'll do it and just chuck it in parts of the garden just to maybe suppress weeds or something. But the main sorts are like beautiful ones like that, which I grew dahlias last year and they were cool. The most awesome colors and like cool designs, like cool shapes of the flower. Chrysanthemums, cornflower, in different multicolored, and a couple others, salvias and stuff. So, and over here in this one I've got like sweet peas and like just cottage garden mix, which is a mixture of all these, like a bee and a butterfly mix. And yeah, I've just had these for a while and they expire in August 24, so I figured I better do it this year. And I've got some moringa seeds which I'll try and propagate as well, because the few that I've tried have germinated but then they've died, unfortunately. So yeah, join me today as I do that. So I've just got a full tray here, so I'll do like a full tray of dahlias, a full tray of chrysanthemums, and over here I've got some broccoli, and then the big leaf bits, they're borage. So the borage will be a good pollinator, attract bees, and you know, you can eat the flowers, and it's just a good companion plant for other things like tomatoes. So I'll get stuck into that. I've just given the container a light watering, just enough to settle the seed raising mix a bit, and now I'm going to put some seeds in them. Probably 2 or 3 seeds per container, just to improve the odds, and then I put vermiculite over the top. So I finished potting all of the seeds. I've got the broccoli and borage with lemongrass and lemongrass here, so one inside and one outside the greenhouse. And then I've got all the flowers here, an assortment of basil, and then lemon basil, and then some more flowers. So what I'm going to go do is put these inside to keep them warm, so in sort of indirect sunlight, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they germinate. Over here is where my raspberry canes are, and you can see they're just starting to shoot off new growth. So what I did was I fenced it off with some chicken wire, so these little menaces don't get in there and keep digging it up and pecking off all the new growth. I've also looped the canes up and over the chicken wire on the trellis up here, so we should get a lot of bushy growth. I'm pretty sure that raspberries like to climb, so that's sort of what I've tried to encourage there. So it promotes more aeration and just gives it a third dimension to grow up. Over here there's like 2 more, but I'm just going to leave them for now. The girls have learnt that the silver beet is edible. It took them forever. You can see they've been pecking it off, and oh, ow, they go crazy for it now. Watch your fingers, because over here they were frothing, and as you can see, as far as they can get their little heads in through this chicken wire, they've pecked and demolished all of my vegetables. So they love broccoli. Ow! And they've also learnt that the beetroot is edible. So they didn't want to peck at any of it until I introduced them to the leafy greens. And now that they know that the beetroot's edible, they'll get through there as well. So what I'm going to do is put some, probably about 300 high, just high enough that they can't get their little heads in because they're not tall enough. Going to put some shade cloth and just, like, I don't know, tie it off with a bit of offcut of this or something, just to stop from getting through, because the more I can protect the plants, the better they'll grow, and then they can get the excess. So you can see over here where I've planted the snow peas on the other side, it's actually, you know, hasn't been eaten. So, oh geez, watch out. If I can stop them from pecking at it, it means I can allow the plant to grow faster and bigger, and then I can do the harvesting and give them the excess. Can you get some aphids, would you? Go on. Get those aphids. Get them. Get them. Look. Over here in this bucket. Blech, yuck. Don't drink that. Don't drink that. I collected some sticks and I'm soaking them in water. Hey, there's my gloves. So I'm going to soak them in water so they absorb water, then I'm going to throw them into the compost so they decompose faster, and then I can put that back onto the garden. This is a shade cloth I'm going to use. Lots and lots of it. We've got plenty here. I only have to cut it up into 300mm strips, so stop them sticking their heads through. Inside, it might look pretty dark, but that's only because it's cloudy outside. Normally this would be radiating with filtered light through this dingy looking dirty sheet that I have. I have some eggplant that have sprouted and some beetroot, which is great news. It is also coming up on potato season soon, so August, early September is when you should be planting potatoes. So I've taken them out of the cupboard. I've trimmed off all the long shoots. I should have probably done that throughout the year just to stop it putting so much energy into the shoot. But they seem to be turning the right colour, so they were white and now they're turning purple here, and these ones are turning pink, which is exactly what I want. So I've got plenty of potatoes to plant out, and I'm not going to do it how I did last year. I'm going to do the hill method in the garden. So you just dig a little hole, put the potato in, cover it up, and as it starts to grow, you just cover it more and more and more. So hopefully I'll get a better yield out of that this year. It is a lovely Friday afternoon, and I've just spent the last hour or so putting up the shade cloth around the edge and tying it off with a bit of wire like that. Doing it every couple of twists. And I've marked out for where I'm going to plant my potatoes tomorrow. So it'll be beans, corn and potatoes. So it'll be potatoes and beans and corn in between. As much as I can, I guess. The shade cloth has already been put to the test because I saw one of the chickens coming up and trying to investigate how to get their head through the little holes here. I don't think they figure out that they can do that, but even if they did, they can only push it to there, so they can't really nibble at the leaves on the other side like here. So I don't think I'll have to tie it down the bottom as well. I think just at the top will be fine, but we will wait and see. I'll have to wait and see and monitor their behavior and see how they attack it. But for now, they couldn't figure it out, so hopefully it works. Also here I've got some seedlings. Here is some beetroots and some perennial spinach, which is the one over there that I absolutely love. I'll show you what they do when I pick a leaf. They go absolutely mental. Ow. You gotta watch out they don't pick your fingers. Just waking up on Friday morning, and I've noticed pretty much every single one of my cornflowers that I've put in have sprouted. Same with chrysanthemums. So I'll go stick them out in the sun so they can get some ultraviolet radiation and grow big and strong. Here are my white star potatoes. So I've got 4 rows and I've got 32 potatoes, and it recommends that I plant them about 250 mil apart, but if I plant them 200 mil apart, I'll fit all 32 potatoes in this one garden bed, and then I've only got about 5 other varieties of potatoes to plant somewhere in the garden. So that's all I'll get stuck into now. I'm gonna dig out a little bit, turn the soil over to aerate it and loosen it up, and then plant them 10 centimeters deep, and leave the space open where the mulch is, so they can, when they start to sprout up through the grass, they'll have some sunlight. So I put some of my worm castings in here not that long ago, and I was digging through it yesterday, and there's lots of worms under the soil, and it looks very dark and rich, so it should provide a lot of nutrients for the potatoes to grow. So all the white star potatoes have been planted, plenty of room left for corn and beans. The only issue is I have a lot more potatoes to plant and not that much room to put them in. You're not allowed to plant potatoes in a spot where you've already planted potatoes the previous year, or tomatoes. So I'm going to have to really think about how I'm going to spread out the growth of my plants. Snow peas are going good, carrots are sort of poking through, and lettuce. I haven't really been attending to these. I should really start to prop them up. It's a bit late in the season, but hopefully we can get a little bit of growth out of it. So I'm now out the front, and I'm in front of my rose. You can see it's got some new shoots going off. This one big new bit of growth. So what I want to do is try and propagate this so I've got more roses, because this one's like a little bit worse for wear and I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want it to die and have none. So I've got one out the back and this is the only other one. So what I'm going to do is trim that off, and then somewhere here scratch back, put some rooting hormone, a bag, and then some soil in, so it's try and promote some growth of roots, and then I can chop it off. That's how you do figs, and I think, and I hope this will work on the rose. I seem to have dug myself into a corner, but I've finished planting out the rest of the potatoes. Here I've got the leftovers in this corner. King Edwards, King Edward again, King Edward again. I've run out of little circle thingies, so I can't place them around the potatoes to see which exact position they're in. But they're somewhere in this row, so I've marked them with these stakes. Over here we've got Dutch cream, and then Dutch cream up there. I'll try and get out of this corner without damaging anything. We've got Sebago, Nicola, and Desiree. So quite a few potatoes. I've already got some sprouting up over here. I'll show you that. Make sure my chickens don't get in. So once they stick up just a little bit, I'll fill the dirt in,
and that'll keep the potato underground, and I can put more mulch over it eventually. Some more just here as well, so that's great news. The white star, I think this was, has germinated just perfectly. I've just been out the front here for probably about an hour now, digging out all the clover and some weeds and stuff and all the runner grass. This dirt is out of a chicken run, and I'm putting it onto here, and then all this and that pile that they're digging through now will go back into the chicken run as ground cover, so they can scratch it up, because this used to be weeds, like a huge pile of weeds that I mulched up with a mower, and like wood chip mulch and stuff. And as you can see, it's like perfect dirt now. I also took some of the mulch from in between the garden beds out the back, and put it over here, so you can see that's done the same thing. So it's decomposed out in the backyard, and now I can put it along here, because my plan is to eventually use this as more garden space, because you can never have enough. As you can see, I've got some strawberries. This is chamomile, it smells delicious. And so I'm going to plant strawberries along the top, and like spinach and all sorts of vegetables in here. So even like tomato, I can stake a tomato right here and grow a tomato plant. So just trying to maximize as much space as I can in the garden and grow a bigger diversity of plants. So since perfecting my seed raising technique, I'm basically gonna use that to my advantage and grow as many seedlings as possible. So I've got all those flowers that are going to go in, the chrysanthemums and dahlias. Pretty much all these are going to go out the front. And here I've just got my eggplant jalapenos. Haven't done too well. I think the seeds were old. Tomatoes, capsicum, same thing, but I've got plenty inside to try again. And all the flowers and beetroots. So all that is going to go out the front. My almond tree is flowering amazingly. There's some bees up there pollinating, so fingers crossed I get like bucket loads of almonds off it this year. But yes, basically my idea is to turn this into a forest. My apricot has flowered, nectarine's flowered, peach has already flowered, and it's starting to set fruit, so I'm going to have to net that soon. And the plum, 2 plum trees are just starting to flower, and I just pruned it. I've just ordered 2 6-meter fruit fly nets, so I'll get some plastic water pipe and bend it into a hoop in both directions, and then lay the fruit fly netting over that, just so it doesn't stick through on all these delicate bits here. So hopefully this year I'll get lots of apricots and lots of plums. Garden's looking a lot neater now. It's quite bare, so it'll look a lot better when I plant all those flowers and it starts flowering. It's all prepped and ready to go. I've got all the scraps over here. See how the chickens react to that. The girls love it. Oh, I forgot their food was up here. There you go. Well, that's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.